Yeah, that's an interesting case. Personally, I don't think there's a connection between the vaccination and herpes because
Mm-mm.
I've never heard of that
Mm-mm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
So, but depends on who you have contact with. It
Mm-hmm.
depends uh, on yeah, herpes is difficult because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people have herpes for life, right? I mean, the virus
Mm-hmm.
is in their
Yes.
body and it stays there forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult topic because you can argue that all sickness is about a
Mm-hmm.
weakened
Yeah. Yes.
immune system,
Uh,
and
I agree.
so and and personally, I don't know the connection between the immune system and herpes. I know that the immune system goes after the
Mm-hmm.
vaccination. I
Mm-hmm.
know I know that that happens,
Mm-hmm.
and people are very vulnerable, susceptible. There's a high possibility that they will catch something, anything that is in their environment in that situation, which is why if you get a vaccination, after the vaccination, you should be at home for a month, for a
Mm-hmm.
month,
Yeah.
and yes, and
Mm-hmm.
you should wear a mask for a month. Logic is inverted because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have the if you if you have a natural immune response to a
Mm-hmm.
virus, then you don't need to wear a mask. But if you get a vaccination that gives you exposure to the virus, then when you
Mm-hmm.
breathe out, you're breathing out the virus.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, then what is the point of the vaccination then? There's no point to the vaccination
Mm-hmm.
then. If you
I,
follow the
okay.
logical order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, yeah, there's a lot of information in the the news right now about health problems,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Yeah.
health problems that people are having in all
Uh,
countries.
mm-hmm.
Hundreds of thousands of people are getting
Mm-hmm.
sick.
This
Here's a question.
mm.
Why two shots?
Mm.
If they gave you the two shots at the same time, you'd be dead.
But nobody will get two vaccine in Maraspo together. One
Well,
and
we give we give children seven. The vaccinations that children get are multiple vaccinations. They're not individual. They're
mm,
multiple vaccinations. Some of them have seven elements, diseases, viruses. I don't know what to call it.
mm-hmm,
Some of them are seven shots in one
mm-hmm.
that we give to children. You know how a virus works. It can take 2 weeks to
Mm-hmm.
appear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when people say no problem, I'm okay, you don't know the long-term effects of that. There, I mean, I'm trying to think of a parallel example. It's really difficult to. Um, it's see that's the genius of it. The genius of it is it's slow. Any change that is slow is not seen. Any process of change that is slow is not seen.
Mm-hmm.
Any
Mm-hmm.
process of change that is fast is visible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is the genius of this process. Um, this is a magazine that was in my son's room.
Mm-hmm.
The magazine is
Well.
3 years old. Yeah, and
Mhm.
it's a lot of science and environmental stories, and
Mhm.
uh, they have a section. Oops, all my
Mhm.
all my notes just fell out. They have a section on. You can't read what it says.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's, it's viruses. Okay.
Virus. Mhm.
Okay. They have a
Mhm.
section
Mhm.
on viruses. Yeah.
Mhm.
The most commonly used viruses for vector science are adrenoviruses and retroviruses. Adrenoviruses have a DNA-based genome and temporarily
Mhm.
infect mammalian cells. The cells make viral proteins for a short time and then they go back to normal. Okay, so far?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, wait for this.
Retro.
Retroviruses are RNA based and insert their genetic code into the genome of the cells they infect. This permanently changes the DNA of the cell.
Mhm.
It's in a children's magazine.
Mhm. Okay.
Permanently. The children's magazine.
Mhm.
Right? You don't need to be a scientist.
Mhm.
It helps, but you don't need to be a scientist. You need to be a thinker. You need to be practical. Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah. And when your DNA changes,
Mhm.
you change. And not only do you change, but your physiology changes. And so, as a result of that, your psychology changes. And this begins a spiral process because the human body regenerates over 7 years. Over
Mhm.
7 years, every cell in the body regenerates.
Mhm.
So every 7 years, you get a new body.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
If you take an RNA
Mhm.
retrovirus, in 7 years' time, every cell in your body will be not original. It will 7 years.
Ah.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah. And this you can't go back. You can't go back.
Mhm.
It's done.
Yeah. Of course.
It's done. Um, so, this is something to think about
Mhm.
with the process. So, everybody who is now saying I'm okay,
Mhm.
what happens when the next virus comes?
Mhm.
How is your body going to react?
You see.
Because
Mhm.
you have you
Mhm.
have triggered you have triggered your body now to respond. You have triggered your body to respond. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. You don't know how your body's going to respond.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
doctors don't know how your body's going to respond. The scientists don't know how
Mhm.
your body's going
Mhm.
to respond. Yeah? Your body could go, and that's it. You're finished. And look, here's the crazy thing, right? There's a lot of crazy things. Here's the crazy thing. Stupid people don't know that they're stupid. That's why they're stupid.
Mhm.
And this is this is a historical problem because we're all stupid to a certain extent, right? We're all stupid, some more than others, but we all have some level of stupidity. In fact, we all have some things that we know a lot about and some things that we know nothing about. And it's important to understand the difference between the two, because that means we're not stupid if we understand the difference
Mhm.
between the two. And a lot of these modern medicines affect not just the body, but also the brain. And it is funny because I point at my head when I say the brain, but the brain is more than what is in the head. It is,
Mhm.
the brain is a whole body function.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can be brain dead. You can be brain dead in your head, but your spine has its own nervous system. Your spine has its own so it's got basically its own brain. Yeah. You can be brain dead and the other parts of the body will still react to things. So
Mhm.
so 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 the brain is not only in the head, it's right throughout the body.
Yes, yes.
And and so when we take a medicine that affects our body throughout the body, then it affects our brain and the way we think and the way we work. And it it can very much affect human intelligence because the gradual decline of human intelligence is hard to see. The same way that when a person gets older, maybe they get Alzheimer's, which is basically a nutritional deficiency, right? I mean, that's basically what Alzheimer's is. You're not eating the right vitamins and minerals to replace your brain cells. So I mean, it's a diet-based disease.
Mhm.
Um, you need your fish oils and your coconut oils and all those things in the body to stay healthy. And if you don't have that, you slowly go,
Mhm.
but you go down. But you don't know
Mhm.
that you're going down,
Mhm. Yes.
right? You don't
Mhm.
you don't know that.
You need to know.
And so when it's slow and it's gradual, society doesn't see. And I have said for many years that I've pointed out that the average IQ level in Britain has gone down since the
Mhm.
1980s. It's gone down. Whether this is due to ignorance or education or miseducation or immigration, I don't know. Probably all of those different things together contribute. But nobody knows. Nobody, no, nobody sees it, which is even worse.
Mhm. Mhm.
They don't see it. They to understand it, you have to go back and look at films from 30, 40
Mhm.
years ago,
Mhm.
or read literature. Look at
Mhm.
the great works of literature that were written 150 years ago. There's nothing better
Mhm.
today
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
than,
Mhm.
than those
Mhm.
classic
Yeah.
pieces of literature.
Mhm.
And and so we have to be careful that we don't we don't fall. And uh, there's a everybody everybody has this default thought. I'm okay.
Mhm.
I'm all right. It can affect them and them and them and them, but not me. Then that's not true. It's not true for anybody,
Yeah.
right? It's not true for anybody because we're all intercorrect. We are all interconnected uh, emotionally and physically. If you're happy, I'm happy. If you're sad, I'm sad, and so
Mm.
human beings have this relationship, and we we really have to be careful because when you think you are the most safe, then you are in the least safe place.
Mhm.
You are vulnerable. It is dangerous for you to be there.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's when you think, finally, I have it, that you don't have it at all. Yeah,
Mm.
and it's a classic story down throughout history. If you have seen the Indiana Jones films, where there's always some special object that
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
tries to get, and every time he thinks, I have it,
Mhm.
whoosh, it's gone. Every time. Because it's an archetypal story which has been told for thousands and thousands and thousands of
Mhm.
years, and we all understand it in the back of your mind that the moment you think you have it, you don't have it anymore.
Mhm.
It's gone, right?
Mhm. Je to preč.
Yeah, when you know it's over, it's finished, or it returns to the beginning, which is another way
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
to to look at it, and we we have to be very careful with the human psychology that we don't automatically believe that everything is okay or that everything is going to be okay because just simply because I always say the same thing. I always say we don't know.
Mhm.
We just absolute certainty, like I know, I know, I know, I know, is so dangerous because everybody wants to be safe and everybody loves people who are confident. And when the confident person says, "This is it, you will be safe, you will be saved,"
Mhm.
people are like, "Yay!" But but then what?
It's mm.
But then what next? It's it's not a problem where we are now as much as it is a problem what is our trajectory? Where are we going?
Mm.
Are is the same problem going to come back? Because if the same problem comes back, then there is no progress.
Mm. Mm.
And if the same problem comes back and you react in the same way again and you do the same stupid thing you did the first time,
Mm.
then you're stupid.
Mm.
And we're all stupid sometimes. I'm not saying that I'm not above
Mhm.
this. You know, I'm as stupid as anybody else, but
Mm.
I know how it works. That there is no end. There are only new beginnings.